Yeah, it's holding its own. Let's see, it probably got a lot of color. Yeah, mild color. Gonna have to stop the video here pretty soon. So you saw it happen once. I'm a little concerned about, actually I'm a lot concerned about that. If I try to tune it here, it's definitely going to get into there. Now I heard the arc inside here. I heard to go in bypass mode, turn power off, probably the high SWR, freak something out, but that's a problem. That needs to be addressed. But the main thing is anytime we get the overload, we'll split the difference again. We know where we're resonant, 3825, let's go 3750. Cider drive will start with 80 watts. Key up, let it do its tune. Let's force a tune. Force a retune, touch it up, 1.3, it's okay. Let's tune the plate. Gotta be careful, don't exceed the maximum power. Bring the exciter down. Hurry up here, my loading. There we go, ouch, overload. So we're at 75 watts, make sure I'm peaked here. And you can see that the watt meter here peaking, so I know I got the amp. Okay, so 3750, 65 watts. There, overload already. Bring it down here. So 1.3, 1500 watts. That's about right. But when I hit the overload, you'll notice no sound. It doesn't go in a bypass, so it doesn't take the tuning network out. So it keeps the amp happy, even though it's producing more power than what we want, 1500. Let me do it again. There it is. So it's not actually doing it now. So we're right on the threshold. This amp barely puts out 1500 watts on a full 100 watt drive. Okay, that should have tripped. There we go. Overload. But it didn't do anything. It's not dropping the linear control. It's registering 1600 watts, which is possible. Reflected 27, but it's not doing anything to stop it. It's not taking the network out of the circuit, which we don't want it to do. And the higher SWRs, it can cause hate and discontent on the linear, but most importantly, it's not dropping the push to talk line, and that's a problem. So where we know that if we force, it has the ability to do this, because we know that when we switch bands, and I'm going to key up here, 30 watt of drive, it's going to sense a high SWR. It's going to take the not bypass. It's going to take the linear out of the circuit, do a tune, bring the linear back in. Here we go. So there it goes. Here, tuning, off, off, off. Tuning, tuning, tuning. Bam! Found a match. 1.4. Turn the amplifier back on. Everything's happy. 274 watts. That's because we're not tuned. We'd have to actually tune. Make sure we don't exceed the power, which we have exciter drive turned down enough that I think we'll be okay. So 800 watts. There we go. We're peaked. 30 watt of drive. We'll do another touch-up tune. And notice how when I do a touch-up tune, even then the CPU is able to drop the push-to-talk linear control line. So let's do 1, 2. See? Bam. Touched it up. Now I can bring an exciter drive up. 1000 watts. And let's see if I can get it to trip out at 1500. Oh, see, this time it did the same thing. Oh, I heard the arcing. Shit. Now, yeah, that's what we saw before. Did you hear the arc? I'm going to kill my amp here. I don't want to do that. I heard it click, took the tuning network out, presented a super high SWR to the amp. The amp arced over, and it's doing damage to my really expensive AL82. So, Ameritron, MFJ, we've got to get this thing fixed. So, that's my story. KK7ZR. Thank you.